Hello, I'm Archie Luxury and welcome to the program. Today I'd like to touch on the topic, is it worth having, in my case, a collection, the Archie 5, which is worth it's cost me about $50,000, or should I donate that money to some of the hungry Africans who are starving? And this is a very good question. You look at things in society today and you need to say to yourself, is it greedy, is it evil to have a collection yourself, or should you really use that money to help mankind? And this is a very interesting debate. In my own case there, I would easily say, in my own case, as a lower middle class, working class sort of guy, I've put a lot of effort into my watch collection. The Archie 5, it represents a lot of money to a lower middle class guy. And the thing about my watches is they give me a great deal of pleasure and joy. And the question is, should I use that money to help other people? Well, before we look at that, we've got to come to the realization that I haven't actually paid off all the pieces. That's right, I still owe money on my annual calendar. And I borrowed the money to buy the annual calendar. That's a big chunk of change. So, you know, I firstly would say, well, if I was to give this money to charity or help people, wouldn't I firstly get rid of my debts? So, you know, just because I've got $50,000 in watches doesn't necessarily mean I've got $50,000 paid off. The next point is that if I was to use that to help people, would it really make any difference? And it's very much a communist, you know, sort of debate there. And the sad thing is, in Africa itself, a lot of the poverty and the terrible things that have gone on there have happened via wars. It's not necessarily through a lack of resources or food, or lack of, you know, the land's barren, or it's floods, or it's droughts. A lot of this is man-made sort of stuff. It's people fighting each other. And the thing you've got to ask is, if you donated this money to a cause, would it just be wasted? And I mean, Madonna, Oprah, they've both been shafted by African charities. That's right, they've been shafted. And Africa, you know, there's a saying, TIA, this is Africa. And, you know, I think your money could also become TIA, this is Africa, as it goes to the head of the fundraising committee's new Mercedes E-Class. And this is the thing. This is the terrible thing, is that it's very difficult. As Bill Gates has said himself, it's very difficult to not only earn money, but it's very difficult to actually donate it and get it to do something worthy. And this is a very interesting question. Do you need to provide a means of existence for other people? If you've worked hard and you've worked and earned money, is it wrong for you to enjoy a few wristwatches instead of helping these thousands of starving Africans? And it's a very interesting question. And I suppose it's all a sense of moderation. And in my case itself there, my fine watchmaking pieces, they're not diamond adorned pieces. Well, my wife does have a few diamonds on her watches, but for the most part, my Haute Horology collection is all about the movement, the finish, the skills in that type of piece. And the thing is that by buying these type of pieces, I'm actually supporting the Swiss watchmaking industry. And if I did not spend my consumer dollars on that, would that be fair too? Because it would disadvantage the Swiss watchmakers. And these are questions you need to ask. And it's a complicated world there, and I think you've got to find an honest balance yourself. I like to do good for mankind and people around, but you know, the truth of the matter is, you've also got to have some enjoyment and fun in life. And I don't think five simple pieces is really going to cast me into hell for being a greedy, mean, nasty bastard. And this is the whole thing. You've got to get that balance right yourself. In my case, I really do need to focus on keeping my YouTube viewers happy. You're watching this video, you love fine things. You're not tuned into this video to see me help Africans. You're here to see high-end horological pieces and me explaining about them. That's what you're watching. And I gotta say myself there, I've actually put a lot of time and effort into producing videos for my audience. And that gives me a great deal of pleasure. And at the end of the day, I'm actually a charity myself. If you looked at the hourly rate I earn from making these videos, you would have to feel sorry for me, because I churn a lot of videos through, and most of my videos don't get hundreds of thousands of views. I've got a few videos that have done very well, but the majority of my videos are struggling to have 1,000 views in total. So it's a very, very tricky thing. I put a lot of effort in. I've tried to shoot a lot of photography myself with products that I own or have brokered, and it's very hard to get a good mix of pieces. And I myself, I'm running a sort of charity thing here. I'm providing entertainment for my viewers around the world, and if that makes people happy, I think I'm doing a very good job. I'm Archie Luxury. I hope you've enjoyed this perspective. Please tell me what you think.